well, I've talked to a couple of different people who share the same experience being bigendered, whether they're male and they say they have a female side, or girls who say they have a male side, and we've had some very funny and interesting little, similar experiences in a lot of daily, everyday things. Like some of them, like with Jesse, I got quite a few stories, but like I noticed, like, well, for me, like the voice drops just, naturally, when he's out. And a lot of times when there's a few times when he was out when he answered the phone and, at my parents' house. And one time it was a doctor, and it was calling for my father. And, my dad went to the doctor's for his appointment, came back home, and he was so mad at me. And he was like, sound more feminine. The doctor thought I had a son. And I was laughing. My mom and I just kind of were like, when he left the room. And, it was funny. And this happened a couple times. Like, I was talking to some guy on the phone, and I said, can I take a message? Because it was for my dad again. And the guy's like, okay, sure, are you his son? And I was really stunned. And at the same time, I was kind of, like, thrilled. And I wish I'd said yeah. I probably sounded like a little twerpy 11-year-old, I'm assuming, because I don't really have a, low voice or anything. To many people, I probably do sound like some little twerpy 12-year-old, Didn't know, and I said no instead, because I'm such an idiot. I'm an honest person. Okay, I'm not an idiot, but I'm an honest person. And he was like, this silence. There was this silence for like, I don't know, a couple seconds. And then like, I think he was just mortified. Anyway, but I wish I'd said yeah, just for the hell of it. So that's a couple, one experience. And there's a few times where I've been so dysphoric, I'm feeling, really mismatched out of my body, where I feel so male that I don't feel like my female body matches me. There's like sometimes, I have this urge, like, oh, I want to like walk into a guy's bathroom. So the girl into the guy's bathroom instead of, the women's room. And it's like, oh my gosh, no wait, don't do that, I have to remind myself, dude, you're not a dude. At least not to them. Everybody else on the outside. So I'm like, whoop. And like there's this, and sometimes when Jesse hates shopping. It's like, oh gosh, so boring. And because he hates looking at the girls' clothes. He always argues with me, thinking, in my head, saying, women's clothing is so overpriced, and the quality isn't really always there compared to men's clothing. You got great quality and a low price. Like jeans are like what, like $20 for the same stuff, and the girls are paying like $40 up the nose. Or like I found a t-shirt like for women, a girl's t-shirt once. It was like $16, and it was real thin and crap, like cotton. And the guys was like real nice and heavy, and it was a lot cheaper. Like what, $5? I mean, it was really plain and stuff, but I didn't care. Anyway, so I always have a beef house that, me and Jess I agree with Jess, and Jess is like, you girls are, I feel sorry for you guys, for you girls. Anyway, so that's what he says. And, so then, there's sometimes, so I'm shopping, with my sisters or whatever. And, maybe we're looking at like, well, especially when it comes to bras, you gotta get a bra. At least for us girls, like, I need a new bra, It happens, It's like new undies, new socks. You gotta get a new bra. And you look at the bra, you're like, all of a sudden you're like, dude, I shouldn't be looking at this stuff. This is weird. This is wrong. It's like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Jesse's like, flipping out over there, And he's like, can we leave? Can we get out of here, please? He's like telling me. I'm like, yeah, well, just let me get the bra, okay? I'm like, sorry, man. I know how you feel. But, so that happens a lot too. And then I get really agitated. Well, more Jesse does. He's like, can we go now? Are we done yet? It's just like, hold on, and my sister's like, oh, you have no patience for shopping, and we make a big joke out of it. I'm like, yeah, well, my sister has this thing for like sun tanning and stuff, like in the winter, you go to the tanning salon, And I never did that before, and I have no desire to lie in the sun. I hate lying in the sun. It's boring. It's just boring. And Jesse likes to be active outside, if he has to be outside at all. And then the suntanning thing, it's like, so she was like, I want someone to suntan with, like a suntan buddy. You only gotta go for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm not suntanning. I'm not doing it. And I mean, not to mention, I'm not real keen on the idea of getting skin cancer. Not that, I don't think you'll get it, like if you, So, so I said no. She's like, oh, fine, I'll get someone else to go. So, but hey, I gotta like give him some, give Jess some of his space too. It's only fair. So him and I are trying to make a compromise here, balance, of some sort, and it's tough. And as for like the dating thing, we've actually, morally, there's a lot of things involved. It's very complicated, and I am a Christian, and morally, I know it's wrong, to go with another girl. A lot of people say, oh, follow your heart. Well, it's not about following your heart, okay? I mean, that's just complete cheese. Follow your heart? What is Disney? Follow your heart, baby. Yeah. And I was like, no! Like, come on, you gotta have some values. So, and then as we're going with a guy, it's like, I realized, I can't, for one thing, I don't want to commit to a guy because Jess does not want to give up his masculine role, his part in his mind. He cannot bear the idea of handing over, that part to another person, and then, then hiding away, in the shadows, is me projecting, completely as female, and it's like, so I realized that recently. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a big deal. And so, living single, that's not always a bad vocation either. That is a vocation, people, if you're wondering. You don't always have to be married. You don't always have to go out with somebody. Being single doesn't mean being miserable either. I mean, if you're feeling called to do that, I know there's people out there like, oh, they feel like they need someone. And that's okay. That's fine. I mean, that's great. Marriage is a great thing. Relationships are beautiful. I have nothing against, but, it's being single, that's a vocation, that's special. You can still do things, help other people, and some people are happy with that, and as for me, that may be the path I'm gonna have to take, and I'm willing to accept that, because nothing else is satisfying, nothing else is working. I'm hitting brick walls left and right. I'm true to I can't turn against my values. That would hurt my conscience. I have a conscience. And once your conscience is dead, oh man, you're dead. But we're not going to get into moral issues. I mean, but this is treading on a moral thing to some extent with living with this. So, alright, well, I'm running out of time, but thanks so much for listening.